That will be sent out either later on today or tomorrow morning. With that recording, there's a questionnaire. We just ask that you take the time to fill out the questionnaire. Should take you no more than 2 minutes. I think it's 4 questions long, so it's really, really quick, easy, and we appreciate that feedback. But you will be able to access that recording and go back and review anything that's covered today. The chat is open, so please feel free to use the chat. We will have a designated Q&A at the end. So if you want to hold off on questions until the end, that's completely up to you, and you can type those into the chat, or what I will do is give you privileges to take yourself off mute. So make sure that if you are joining, you are muted. Just double check that, and then you can, if you're ready to ask questions during that Q&A, take yourself off mute, ask your questions, and then we can go from there. But please feel free to post those questions into the chat. And then from here, what I will do is I'm going to pass it off to Katie. And Katie, the floor is yours.
Awesome, thank you. And I cannot see the chat. I'm sharing my screen right now, so cut me off, unmute yourselves, do whatever to grab my attention. With the screen sharing, I can't see it. But thank you so much. I'm really excited to be chatting with you guys about Dandy and what we're doing specifically in outside of the Salt Lake City area in Lehigh. But let me back it up and first tell you guys a little bit about what Dandy is what we do as a company. And so we're in the dental healthcare space, and to put it quite simply, we're a tech company that just happens to be in dental. Dental is an industry that's historically really underserved by technology, and our goal is to digitize the industry and kind of bring it into modern day tech standards, if you will. Our main software system really streamlines the way that dentists order any custom-made parts for their patients. So if you think about like if you need a crown, a bridge, teeth aligners, really any product that goes in your mouth, it all has to be custom made to you. And the context in dentistry is dentists really make almost all of their revenue from these more complex parts and procedures. They're not making the money off of your basic teeth cleanings or your cavity fillings, but the traditional way that dentists would order these parts is really low tech, pen and paper, those awful like moldings of your mouth. Super low tech and just not super accurate either. And so we've eliminated a lot of that, that manual process. It's all digital now. The dentist can take a quick digital scan of your mouth. That feeds into our software system, and they place a few buttons and order it, and we take care of the rest. So we do the manufacturing, delivering it. We're completely B2B. So whenever you hear us say customer or client, it's the dentist themselves. We actually don't interact with any sort of patient in the chair. But really we want to like, if you're thinking about it quite simply, is almost like being an Amazon for dentists for their products. When you order paper towels off Amazon, you don't have to worry about the vendor management, where it's coming from. You just know that you're priming it, it's going to get there ASAP and going to be great quality. And so, yeah, the dental industry itself is a $200 billion business in terms of money that changes hands in that entire industry. We have some amazing investors and really solid funding. We have been in business since March of 2020. Since then have grown to over 700 employees. And recently, I guess not so recently anymore, about a year and a half ago, we acquired an actual manufacturing facility in Lehigh to make those dental parts and continue that vertical integration of obviously being able to account for quality, and then of course improve our margins as well. But the goal is to really become that operating system for every dental practice. They're all ordering those parts through us. We're manufacturing it in-house. And yeah, our challenge is to really maintain top quality service, top quality manufacturing, and really be the go-to for everybody. Any questions off the bat? I know that's a ton of information on dental. I'm flying through it. We know, and I always like to say, 99% of the people coming in here have no prior dental experience. We know we're good with that. It's a very niche industry, but that's the part of it that we're willing to teach. And again, I can't see the chat, so if we're good in the chat, let me know, but otherwise I'll pause here and answer any questions off the bat.
I'll monitor the chat and let you know, but no questions as of yet.
Perfect. And so really why we're chatting today is this state-of-the-art facility in Lehigh. So like I said, we acquired a manufacturing company about a year and a half ago, but it was about 20 people, and we really wanted to scale that up. So what we did is we completely built a brand new facility that now has probably about 100 to 120 people working there. We have top-notch machinery, office space, meeting rooms. Some of the pictures in here are like 3D printers. And really what we're doing is, again, expanding that vertical integration and in-house manufacturing and shipping and being the true owners of every part of the process. And so what we're really looking for in Lehigh specifically is folks to work in that facility. And I'll get into the different job range or job opportunities specifically, but it ranges from everything from order entry on the front end through this 3D printing and I'll use some dental terms here, but that if you're not familiar with, no worries, but milling and singulation and things like that, that we're willing to teach to really make sure and again, produce these products that are actually making a difference in people's lives. You know, first thing you notice about someone often is their smile. And so talking to people there, that's one of the things that they really enjoy is there's a few ways to look at it. You know, you're really looking at each piece that you're manufacturing as an individual piece of art. Everyone's mouth is different shape, size, color, and then really actually making an impact on someone day to day with these products. And so, like I mentioned, we are hiring across the board. We are hiring full time as of right now. And I'll get into benefits, but we are hiring across 3 different shifts. So the day shift, which is early morning, it's about 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. Swing would be 3 to 11, and then overnight as well. 11 to 7 a.m. So really great. I know you guys are taking classes. So whether you want to supplement a full-time role with school or you're looking for that career jumpstart opportunity, we are all about that and want people to feel like they can build a career here and grow, whether it's to a team lead or supervisor or ship supervisor or continue their knowledge base of a department. I mentioned the benefits briefly earlier. We offer paid time off, 401k, great coverage in terms of medical, dental, vision. Obviously, as a dental company, we cover the dental insurance completely, and then some other sort of mental health and sort of add-on subscriptions. So things like One Medical, which you can get your prescriptions through, and other great sort of add-ons like that. But really great benefits for all of our shifts, all included. And can definitely, if anyone has specific questions on benefit, parental leave, great question. I actually can't see the chat, but parental leave for employees with over 6 months, I believe, of working at Dandy, it's 10 weeks for the non-birthing parent and then 12 weeks for the birthing parent. And that goes with adoption as well, or surrogacy or anything like that. And then for those employees with less than 6 months, I believe it is, and don't quote me here, but I believe it is 6 weeks for both either birthing or non-birthing parent. And then you add an additional week per month you've worked here. So up to that 6 months, you get about 10 weeks. Right now, we are not hiring remote unless you have prior dental experience. We're hiring a couple customer service roles that are dental specific. So really having that experience, and that's either being a dental hygienist or you've worked in a lab before, but really are comfortable speaking to dentists about their things. Those are the only remote roles that we're hiring right now. But that's definitely might change. We're also potentially hiring sales as well. So a sales development rep are likely going to continue to growing because we do have a sales team that's based out of this. If you see on the right side of the screen, the beautiful office side of it, that's separate from the manufacturing side. Any more questions on, benefits, any other roles that we're looking at, any of the above? Cool. I kind of went through this already, but no experience is required. We're doing fully paid training. So from day one, you walk in as an employee of Dandy, you're fully compensated. We also have a great referral program that for everyone you refer to work at Dandy, you get a $500 bonus when we hire them. And then as well for that overnight shift, that 11 p.m. to 7 a.m., gets a $500 sign-on bonus as well. So again, really want to highlight the benefits here and as well as some of these bonuses. But happy to connect with any of you like one-on-one after this if no one wants to ask a question or we want to wait till Q&A at the end. But yeah, I'm an open book on this front and happy to share more.
There were a few questions in the chat. One of them, is there any opportunities geared towards accounting?
Not right now. That's actually potentially going to be something down the line. Specifically more of like a cost manufacturing accountant could be coming down the line. We have a small but mighty finance team, but potentially yes, there could be in the future. Not open right now, but likely coming down the line.
And then the next question was somebody that's participating today is actually a hygienist. So
Oh, awesome.
what would that remote role look like?
Yeah, so that would be a customer experience role, and that would be supporting any dentist, whether it's unlikely, but something as simple as where's the order, what's happening on that side, and to, what does this scan look like, what do the margins look like on this scan, where did we go wrong, and sort of helping them with that scanning technology and any issues that they're having on that side. So it's customer experience facing, but we really need someone that is familiar with the digital side of things. And then specifically in Lehigh, would be looking at someone who's quite adept at sort of crown and bridge work as well, with the potential for some removables being dentures and aligners and things like that.
There were a few more questions that popped up.
Yeah.
Next one was, are you currently seeking any software engineering and related positions to that?
Yes, so I would encourage you guys to apply online for software engineering specifically. We're likely going to have one. It's probably going to be on the more experienced side. So not sure everyone on this call, whether I'm sure there's a mix of those with work experience, those without. And so likely those will require years of prior software eng experience. But I would definitely encourage you to apply on this QR code. That'll link to any eng jobs as well.
And then the next one, are there any information technology positions available, or are most of these the hands-on manufacturing roles?
Not right now. We actually just hired our IT person in Lehigh. So potentially, again, it's kind of similar to the accountant down the line as we continue to grow out, but not at the moment, no.
And that was it for now.
Awesome. And again, I believe that RJ, you'll share my contact info if anyone has any direct questions too, moving forward if there's nothing off the top of your head right now. But I'm happy to, RJ, if you have any questions or anything else on our end.
Yeah, so that contact, so I will share your contact information. That'll actually be in the email that will be sent out to everybody with the recording and that questionnaire. So be on the lookout for that if you do want to reach out to Katie. One question that I had is generally, say somebody does apply for one of these positions, what's something that they could potentially help them stand out from others that might be applying for positions?
Yeah, I think, and this is something across the board for any role, would definitely just be a clean, easy to read resume. I would say you'd be surprised how often that doesn't happen. And it's will work against you in a negative way if, it's not easy to find either your contact information or your previous experience. So I would say definitely kind of a clean, proofread resume for sure. And then highlighting really in terms of like the bullet points on your experience of that things you did and you owned and using numerical examples. So you completely making up an example here, improved efficiency by X amount or X amount of orders or whatever it may be, where you really had an impact in any given way at a role, to really, so we can see, you know, what you do, and really how well you're able to own your skills.
Awesome, thank you. And then for anybody that does have questions, you're able to come off mute. So if you do want to come off mute and ask questions, please feel free to do so, or you can post those into the chat.
Um, can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
I guess my question was, what sort of career development types of things do you offer at Dandy?
Yeah, great question. It definitely obviously depends on the department and the team. But I would say overall it's something that we really value. So across the board we do once a year performance and compensation reviews, and really what goes into that is you know, a year's worth of check-ins to make sure you're developing certain skills. Also in the spring we do more of a performance check-in, where it's you're meeting with your manager directly about goals, and meeting with HR about goals and how do you develop and get to where you want to go. But I would say it's happening even more day to day beyond that. One of our favorite things to do is promote from within. So that's where we absolutely look first whenever a new management position opens up, or team lead, or more senior role. I would say we're really incredible about providing people the opportunities to grow within their own team, or even across teams. So we often have people switch teams, switch departments, and really kind of support what interests them career wise, and find the right spot for them.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And Katie, how many positions are you looking to fill as of right now, just to give people an idea?
Yeah, on the technician side, across all of the shifts, I would say probably 20 to 25. And then of course some of the corporate roles, which, you know, the engine, things like that, that you can look online, I would say there's probably about 10 or so more, give or take. And then I think I saw a question come in the chat on hourly or salary. For these technicians, it is hourly, but it's full time, and then like I said, still comes with those benefits. It just mathematically works out into an hourly rate, so you are eligible for overtime there.
Another question that I had, so somebody had mentioned the you know, potential for the accounting position moving forward in the future. When you post these new opportunities, do they get posted to current employees first, or do those are they guaranteed an interview? How does that work?
Yeah, great question. So I would say for the most part, unless we're strictly looking internally, in which case it would only get posted internally, but for the most part it gets posted at the same time. So we have an internal job board and then the external job board. If anything, the internal probably has a few more jobs on it that we're only looking to move someone internally. They are not necessarily guaranteed an interview, but they're guaranteed to be considered and looked over. So how it works just from an internal capacity is HR and their current manager first make sure that they're eligible in terms of performance and tenure at Dandy, and are in good standing and all of that good stuff. And then the current or the hiring manager for that role reviews, make sure they have any sort of basic requirements needed for that role, and then would move forward with an interview if so. They still definitely go through an interview process, and everything is extremely fair from that perspective, so that you know, anyone who's interviewing internally would all have to go through the same process.
Awesome. Does anyone else have any questions? Okay. Well, from here, what we will do, I will email everyone the recording of this session, and then attached it will be Katie's contact information. So if you do have follow-up questions, as she had mentioned, feel free to reach out to her. But like I said, the recording will be attached, questionnaire will be there, so you can take a look out for that. And that should be coming either later on today or tomorrow. But Katie, thank you for jumping in and talking about these opportunities with Dandy, and taking the time to do that this afternoon.
Absolutely. Yeah, like you said, any questions, big or small, let me know, and hopefully we will be able to have a great partnership with you guys and have some of you guys as employees.
Fantastic. Well, thank you again, and everybody on here. Hopefully you have a great rest of your day. Take care.